Welcome to episode one of Beyond the Jumper. Today we're going to be going over new additions, some player leaps in Cleveland, the starting five, early injuries, and we're also going to be talking about staying healthy come postseason. And then lastly, kind of where we see our offense and defense being for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So today I'm joined by Reese Herrick. Reese, what's going on, man?
Not much. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Excited to get back into this. This is kind of our first episode back, so I'm super excited.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right into it. Probably our biggest thing of the offseason was bringing in Lonzo Ball. So Lonzo is a 6'6", 190-pound point guard out of UCLA. Last year, he played for the Bulls after kind of 2 years of being injured because of knee surgery. And last year, he put up 7.6 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, 3.3 assists per game, shot 34.4% from three, and then 36.6 from the field, which those numbers aren't great, but this is the first year he's played basketball in 3 years.
Yeah.
So what is kind of your take of Cleveland bringing in Lonzo Ball this year?
I really like the move because we only traded Isaac Coro. It was a one-on-one trade, which normally doesn't really happen. But now with the second apron that we're in, like we have a lot of restrictions making trades. So I thought this was definitely a step up because with Lonzo, you get something that we kind of desperately need, which is a bigger guard who can play defense, dribble the ball and facilitate. Like we did have that in Ty Jerome last year, but just it was kind of Ty Jerome's first year being really good, like playing basketball and being really good. Because other than that, like he's has not really had a steady career. And during the playoffs, he was really good in the Heat series, but then the Pacers series, he kind of got exposed. And he is 6'5", but like he's just not the defender that Lonzo is. And while bringing in Lonzo, we just have to keep him healthy because like I think his playmaking with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen is going to be really crucial. And he has, like, yeah, like you said, his shooting percentages aren't the greatest, but that's because he hasn't played basketball in a while. But he is an improved shooter. And I think he'll be like a vital piece to us we could run him out at the three, honestly, and have like Darius and Donovan because he's that tall and he's that good of a defender, and we just need someone in the backcourt who can guard guards and shoot the ball. And like Isaac was the one who was doing that for us, but he just couldn't shoot the ball.
He just didn't have the offensive ability to create his own shot or really even shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you. Bringing in Lonzo, a bigger guard, like you said in the Indiana series, I mean, they went at Ty Jerome and Darius Garland. And bringing in someone that can facilitate, bring up the ball that's 6'5", 6'6", that can actually get in a stance and defend, I think is huge. Just so we don't have someone that's undersized being targeted on every possession. And like we saw, Ty Jerome was almost unplayable because he couldn't defend. And when he's
Yeah,
not
and
hitting shots,
yeah. With Darius Garland out and Donovan having to do everything, we couldn't even really bring up the ball like unless it was Donovan. Like Ty couldn't even dribble up the ball because he would get it stripped from Nemhard. And Lonzo, I think, is a better dribbler because Ty. I mean, I watched him all season last year, and like he dribbles the ball kind of high. And I mean, with Lonzo doesn't really drive to the basket as much as he did like before he got injured, and like
Mhm.
that's what Ty Jerome did a lot. But Ty Jerome, he uh he had these floaters that were like very difficult to make.
And then he
And like,
also had the Pinoy step was kind of what he made
yeah,
infamous, the delayed kind of Euro step.
like his percentages on those were like absurd. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see him in Memphis next year. But
And what
back
he
to
can do next
Lonzo,
year.
I think we just need more guys who can dribble, pass, defend, shoot.
I also think facilitate
Yeah.
because just that can create shots for others where it's not just Donovan and Darius Garland in a high ball screen and everyone's kind of watching those two guys operate.
Yeah, and I think with a full off season with the Cavs and a healthy start to the season, and hopefully he stays healthy or the most healthy that he can be,
Mhm.
I think it'll be really crucial for the
Yeah,
Cavs
I mean,
success.
I think this is almost, and I kind of hate to say this, but this move is kind of like OKC bringing in Caruso in terms of I think the impact that he's going to have for the Cavs next year. Now, the other issue is how healthy is he going to be? Is he going to play the full season? Because we're going to need him right away with Darius Garland and Max Strus missing some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing I just wanted to highlight was he was on that Bulls team that when they got hot 3 years ago, it was looking like Chicago was going to have a real team. Ends up going down. He was shooting 43% from three. And the year before that, he shot 41% in New Orleans. So if he can even come close to 38, 39% and also get back to his 5 rebounds, 5 assists a game, I think that would be huge for Cleveland, especially early on.
Yeah, and he's more of a willing shooter than Isaac is, at least when it comes to the postseason. Because Isaac, he'll have stretches where he shoots the ball really well, but he never really has the volume where it really matters. And then
Hmm.
in the postseason, he just doesn't.
Yeah.
So I think it was a great trade because, I mean, as much as I like Isaac, he just can't really we can't really play him in the postseason, and we had to because of his
Hmm.
defense, and we didn't really had no one else to with injuries last year, but
Yep.
he can't create and he can't shoot, and that's just
Hmm.
kinda not what we need right now.
Yeah. So the next guy that we brought in was Larry Nance Jr., 6'8", 245 big. Formerly played for the Cavs. Last year he was in Atlanta. Ended up averaging 8.5 points, 4.3 rebounds, 1.6 assists, shot 51.6% from the field, and then 44.7% from three on 3.2 attempts. And Reese, what do you think Larry Nance is going to bring to the Cavs this year?
I think, this was also a great pickup because we just need a 3rd big who can rebound, set hard screens, roll. I mean, Larry Nance can still. I mean, he's had injuries like Lonzo.
Hmm.
He only played 24 games last year, but he can still jump and dunk the ball. And I mean, yeah, 45% from three. Like having another guy who can shoot the ball like that, another
Hmm.
big who we have that a little bit in Dean Wade, but his shot comes and goes a lot.
Hmm.
And Larry Nance can actually he can also in the paint and he's just does a lot more offensively than Dean Wade.
Yeah, just better screener, better roller, a lot way more athletic than Dean Wade. And I think Dean Wade is more of a kind of power forward stretch four. I don't think Dean Wade necessarily is a five, and I think Larry Nance coming in can also play the five. But last year it felt like our backup big was just whoever switched out first in terms of Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. Like we had nobody to go to after those two guys at center.
Well, yeah, our 3rd big was Dean Wade, and he had some he wasn't terrible at center, but it was just not what you want. I
Hmm.
mean, I remember a game against the Bulls last year who he played at center, and we had a whole bench unit, and that those minutes were really good, but it was against the Bulls, and
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I just think having someone that can really protect the rim. Like I think Dean Wade has gotten strides better as an on-ball perimeter defender. I do
yeah.
think he is very good at that. But in terms of providing, I think, offense inside the paint, he's more of if he's open from three or whole face up, kind of into that mid-range game. I think Larry Nance brings kind of the more we're going to set a high pick and roll, and he's going to roll and we're going to throw a lob. It's not something you run with Dean Wade.
Yeah, and he's a pretty underrated passer in my opinion, Larry
Mhm.
Nance.
Yeah, I completely agree. having someone that's that big that can also pass is huge. I think high-low with him and Mobley and Allen, I think is going to be really fun. And yeah, I'm excited to see. What I want to talk about is our 49th pick, Tyrese Proctor from Duke. So he was a top 100 recruit out of NBA Global Academy, Australia. And I was a huge fan of this pick. I know we both were. We were watching the draft and we were like, oh my gosh, Tyrese Proctor fell to us. So what have you seen so far in the summer league and kind of what do you think his role will be for the Cavs next year?
I really I know the last game, he had, like, 35 points that looked
Yeah, I think he had 35
looked
points, 11 for 24, 9 for 9 from the free throw line
yeah.
with 4 assists and 2 steals against Sacramento.
Yeah, I mean, he started out the summer league a little rocky, but I mean, his shot looks good, it just wasn't falling until that last game, and, I mean, getting to the free throw line that many times, that's encouraging, and I think, his handle needs to improve a little bit for him to get to be in, like, the rotation, but we gave him, roster spot, so I think definitely somebody at the 49th pick who I think's better than most
Most
49
49th picks, yeah.
and having another, 6'5" point guard, shooting guard, it, like, was never a bad thing, and, I mean, he's a great shooter, and we'll see how he fits with everyone.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Proctor. I think the one huge thing that Proctor can do is he's had roles where he's been on ball and off ball. So I thought kind of in that the first couple games with Jalen Tyson and Tomlin, he did very well being kind of more in the off ball role because Jalen Tyson was bringing up the ball. And then as we saw in that last game against Sacramento, he was the dude and he ends up scoring 35.
Yeah,
And the one thing I just want to say is Tyrese Proctor started as a freshman at Duke and really couldn't shoot the ball. And I think that was his biggest kind of weakness each year was we NBA scouts really wanted to see him be able to shoot the three ball. And this past year, he averaged 12.4 points, 2.2 assists, 3 rebounds, shot 45.2% from the field. And then he shot 40.5% from three on around 7 attempts a game. So I think just the constant improvement each year like I said, he went from 31% his freshman year or 32% his freshman year to 40.5. And I just think Tyrese Proctor was a huge win at pick 49. But in terms of playing time, do you think we see a lot of Tyrese Proctor next year, or do you think this is more of when injuries or blowouts, we bring in Proctor, he'll mainly be in the G League, and we're kind of wait to see?
I think it's gonna be like what you said. I mean, he might get some early burn with the injuries that we have with Garland, Strus, and if anything else happens early in the season, but yeah, I think he's gonna be mostly in the G League and then playing, like, blowouts and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I would just say Tyrese Proctor, long guard, can play on and off the ball, very solid defender, and also a good shooter. So the next guy I want to talk about is who is going to take the biggest leap for the Cavs in terms of kind of their younger core between Jalen Tyson, Naquan Tomlin. Between those two guys, who do you think is going to have a more expanded role next year?
I think Jalen Tyson is going to have just more opportunity. I mean, at least you'd think,
Hmm.
because of what we saw in the summer league, and he really looked like he didn't really belong there, and
Like he was too good.
yeah, like, he was too good, and not the other way around.
Yeah.
And I just think with the injuries to Max Strus, like, I think he definitely could earn minutes over Dean Wade, and you could maybe even play him at the 4 because of how good of a rebounder he is, but he's more of a 3. I think he's
Mhm.
more of a 3 than anything, but you could play him at the 2 or the 4,
Yeah.
and or even like a point forward.
Hmm.
'Cause you in the summer league, especially when Craig Porter got injured,
Yep.
they kinda ran the offense through him a lot, and I just he's gotten better as a shooter, and yeah, I think he'll have good opportunity to play next
Mhm.
season.
Yeah, so summer league he averaged 19.7 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6.7 assists. That is a really good, like, we're creeping up to good, like, almost near triple double in terms of just like 26 and 7. Like that's really good to see. Shot 40% from the field, 34.8% from three. This was the other thing that was kind of surprising looking back at it. He averaged 4 turnovers a game. And I think that's like what you said. Craig Porter goes down and Jalen Tyson has to run the show and do a little bit more in terms of facilitating and running the offense. Um, but I actually pulled stats for when Jalen Tyson played 20 plus minutes last year. He averaged 13 points, 5.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.2 steals, only 2.2 turnovers. He shot 48.2% from the field and then 31.6% from three. And I think that is really encouraging. And yes, some of those games were blowouts going up against second units, but I think that's encouraging for a rookie that didn't see a ton of action last year.
Yeah, he had that. I know that early game against the Pelicans where he started, and the Pelicans. I mean, they ran out.
Yeah,
Like,
they were out of contention pretty
yeah,
quick.
they're out of guys that you just. But yeah, he had a near triple double, and I mean, he looked really good in the starting spot. Like once he
Mhm,
gets more minutes, like I feel like the more minutes he gets, the like better he gets because of the more comfortable he gets.
mhm.
And then at the end of the season, where we played the Pacers like twice,
Yeah,
I mean he was a dog in
yeah,
the last game, and
mhm,
like the Pacers played most of their guys at least for like the first half.
yeah.
And like that's why I was just kind of surprised why he didn't play in the playoffs last year against them.
I completely agree, and I think Jalen Tyson was someone that could have actually brought the ball up and kind of helped in terms of that. And I think he
Yeah,
just would have provided a lot more that for I
provide
think
at
that we
least
needed, especially against Indiana. But I'm super excited for Jalen Tyson. Really hope we get
yeah.
to see him early on, get some early reps where he's playing 15, 20 plus minutes, if more. That would be great. But let's talk about Naquan Tomlin. This guy's kind of under the radar. I think if you're not a super diehard Cavs fan, some Cavs fans may not know who he is. So, 6'10 big, undrafted out of Kansas State. So, Reese, what I know you're a huge fan of Tomlin. So kind of give me the scouting report of Naquan Tomlin.
Yeah, like you said, 6'10", power forward, can play the center too. He's got a very long wingspan, and I mean, whenever he went into the game last year, I mean, this was mostly during blowouts. I feel like he got his shots, and like when like his per 36 is like
Yeah, pull him up.
insane. Like it's 20 points, 12 rebounds, assists, and, like, I feel like in the limited amount of time, like, he would put up points, and during the summer league, he his shot is definitely developing, but he's definitely a better shooter than of someone, with that size and that wingspan,
Mhm,
but he's just a really good, attacking the basket and getting rebounds, like, getting his own rebound and, like, putting it back up and just
mhm,
that effort and stuff. And I think eventually, I mean, he is kind of on the older side of like, because he was a rookie last year. He is
mhm.
24, but
Yep,
I think eventually, if he keeps on developing the right way, he'll become that like Dean Wade replacement.
yep. Kind of a bigger. Well, I mean, he's athletic, like, but he's
Yeah,
kind of more of a perimeter oriented big, if that makes sense. But like you said, he can also get it done down low because he's a freakish athlete and his wingspan is huge. But yeah, Naquan Tomlin, another guy that looked like he was too good for summer league. So he averaged 19.6 points, 50% from the field, 33.3% from three, 8.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and then he also averaged 2.8 stocks a game. So really active on the defensive end. In terms of Naquan Tomlin, do you think he gets any run with the Cavs next year? Like, do you think think like how often do you think he'll play?
I think he'll only play if we have injuries to our front court, but I think he'll be in the G League for most of the season
Hmm.
and hopefully ball out there. Because yeah, unless we have injuries, like, I don't see him playing that much
Yeah,
unless in practice and stuff that he's just balling
just
out and
balling out.
getting
Yeah.
his minutes.
Hmm. All right. So the next guy I want to talk about is Sam Merrill. We ended up paying him instead of Ty Jerome, and it was a 4-year, $38 million contract. So, kind of, what is your opinion on the Sam Merrill re-sign?
I originally thought that we are gonna re-sign Ty Jerome, and I knew it was gonna be one or the other. But then when we signed Sam, I wasn't surprised because I know the coaching staff and everyone around the Cavs loves Sam.
Hmm.
And then when I saw what Ty got and he's actually making less than Sam, I was pretty surprised
Yeah.
because of how good of a season Ty had. But
Hmm.
you never, I mean, he only did that for one season. But I think they brought back Sam just because of how good of a knockdown shooter he is and the improvement over the season on defense that he has. Like, he's 6'4", 6'4" white guy who is stereotypical shooter.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, you probably wouldn't know unless you like are a Cavs fan or watch the Cavs. He I feel like he's one of our like better defenders, especially navigating screens and
Yes.
like putting, like, his body on people and just being physical. Like, yeah, every once in a while, he's gonna, like, get bodied a little
Yep.
bit by bigger guys, but,
Hmm.
like, he's
He
the
fights.
effort's there. He fights, yeah.
Yes. Yes, I completely agree. I think that is the reason why he got the contract as well. We saw Ty Jerome couldn't guard a cone in the playoffs, and that's ultimately why he got benched. And I think that's why we didn't end up bringing him back because we saw in those series Sam Merrill fighting through screens. And I mean, he is really good at getting around screens and, like you said, being physical and kind of bumping people when they're cutting. I'm a huge Sam Merrill guy, and I think it was the right signing just because, as good as Ty Jerome is, I want to see him be able to be that efficient and that good over not just one season, but two. And unfortunately, Ty Jerome showed us that in the playoffs, he's just not as valuable, which is super unfortunate because what Ty did for us was super fun to watch. And it sucks that we don't have him. And I know all Cavs fans would be like, if we could have Ty Jerome, we would. But in terms of salary cap, it just unfortunately didn't work out. So I kind of want to talk about our potential starting lineup. So who do you think is going to start the season?
I think it's gonna be Donovan Mitchell at the 1, Sam Merrill at the 2, and with to talk about Sam a little bit more, I think I kinda wanna see him drive to the basket more, and I know he did that last season because he's not just a three-point threat,
Hmm.
or maybe, bringing up the ball, maybe facilitate a little bit more with, like, kind of what we lost with Ty Jerome. Because like, wasn't he kind of a point guard at Utah State?
Yes.
So, like, I think he can be another ball handler too.
Hmm. He was more of a score first
Yeah,
point and could play off the ball just because like he's an
because
elite
of the
shooter.
yeah,
But also at that level, I don't like I said, he was more of a score for first point guard.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he did it in college. Yeah, so I mean, it would be tough,
Because
but we do
he's
need
definitely
mostly
gonna have more
early.
opportunity to do more
Hmm.
and just more playing time without Ty and
Yeah.
without Darius to start the season, and Max, frankly. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think he's gonna start at the 2. I think DeAndre Hunter now is gonna start at the 3, which I know a lot of people wanted him to start last
Yeah.
year, or at least after like when we got into the postseason and stuff.
Mhm.
And then I think our 4 and 5 are obviously going to be Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen.
Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of Darius Garland, so got surgery, I believe, in June on his toe, and he was going to be out 5 months. So have you heard any updates in terms of, I know that they're positive, but when do you think he'll be back?
Yeah, I know it said what, like 3 or 4 months. So
Yeah.
like around what, December, January.
Yep.
So yeah, I think yeah, it sucks that he's gonna be out and not have reps with the new guys and having him and developing with Evan and stuff and just having more time with Donovan always helps, which that's gonna suck. But I think we'll be good enough
Hmm.
without him, and we can really see. I mean, I love Darius, but we can really see like how good Evan is by just giving him the ball and
Yeah.
let him work and see how good our defense can be. Because I love Darius, but against the Heat in those games that he didn't play, I mean, our defense was insane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can, especially with Lonzo coming in, like I think hopefully we can. We'll talk about this later, but hopefully we can have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. Not having Garland and then Strus is also going to be out, I believe. Is he expected to return around the same time or is it a month earlier?
Yeah, his is around the same time, and I think his is actually longer because Darius might actually be sooner rather than later,
Hmm.
and Max is gonna be around the same time as last year
Yeah.
with, like, January time, which that kinda sucks, but then again, I mean, he didn't play around the same time last year,
Hmm.
and we won 64 games.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had Dean Wade starting at the 3, and now we have DeAndre Hunter, so
Hmm. So I want to talk about Evan Mobley. How big of a jump do you think he is going to make this year?
I think, I mean, he already made a pretty substantial leap
Hmm.
last year, winning Defensive Player of the Year and just expanding his offense, but now I kinda wanna see him more. He definitely did this a lot, last year, taking up the ball and dribbling, and like, the previous years, it was just kinda like, he just couldn't. Like, he's just too skinny and too tall where people would take the ball,
Yeah.
but last year, especially, he seemed like he had a tighter handle, and you see in these workout videos, and I know workout videos, like, everyone looks really good,
Yeah.
but his mid-range shot and his shot in general just looks quicker, and you wanna see his, three-point shot be a quicker release,
Hmm.
and I mean, he shot the ball from 3 really well, like 37%, and
Yep.
in the playoffs, it was still really good. So I think just I mean, he's obviously a great defender,
Yep.
one defensive player of the year, so just
Hmm.
expanding and improving on his offense and kinda hitting more of his mid-range shots and stuff and just being more physical down low, like, I think if he takes another offensive leap, like, the sky's the limit with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Evan Mobley added kind of the 3-point shot. And like you said, it looks like it's a lot faster. I think his shot creation off the dribble looks like it is going to be a huge improvement. And Kenny Atkinson has shown as a coach that his bigs get better at shooting year over year. So I think we're going to see Mobley take an even bigger leap in terms of shooting. Um, like you said, reigning defensive player of the year, we know he's going to defend, he's going to rebound. But the other thing that I wanted to see more of last year in the playoffs, and I hope we see it more during the regular season, is can we get Evan Mobley a touch on the block?
Yeah, because he only took, 13 shots, or that was, like, the most shots I took in the postseason, and
Hmm.
in those games against Indy, especially when Darius isn't playing, DeAndre isn't playing, like, and even when they did come back, like, Evan was kinda destroying them in the first half, and then down the stretch in the 4th quarter and stuff, we kinda just went away from him, and
Hmm.
we can't do that.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Obi Toppin could not guard Evan Mobley. I mean, he could
Yeah,
go to the rim and finish every time, and we just went away from it. So honestly, I would like to see more sets drawn up for Evan Mobley to catch it either low post, back to the basket, quick hook shot, maybe a drop step. We're gonna see him in the pick and roll all the time because Garland is great at it. And I don't think people realize Lonzo Ball is a very good passer. So it's going to be just as effective when he's out there running it with Evan Mobley. But I would also like to see more ISOs where he has one side of the floor to himself to beat someone off the dribble facing up, because that's where I think he's at his best right now, is facing up in the mid-range, being able to jab and then using his length. I mean, he doesn't really need to make a move because of his length. He can just get around people and finish. And I think with our team, if you're going to help, we're going to kick out for threes. And I mean, who's going to benefit off of his improvement of being a ball handler? And I think he's going to get better as a playmaker is all the guys around him. Like Sam, I think is going to get a ton of open shots this year. I think there's so many guys
yeah.
that can create their own shot. And I'm just excited. You can't help. Who are you leaving to let shoot? So I'm excited to see more Mobley at the five and maybe Hunter at the four, and we kind of go small ball because I think Mobley is really going to be able to stretch the floor and be a consistent enough shooter where you have to respect and close out on him.
Yeah, or even Larry Nance with Evan,
Yeah.
or even yeah, Larry Nance with Jarrett, like, having 'cause, he can shoot
Hmm.
now, and having him with Evan, I feel like just having everybody now who will be able to shoot and just being a threat will just maximize Evan because 'cause he'll have more room in the paint.
Hmm. More spacing, he'll be able to operate for himself. I completely agree.
Especially if he's at the 5, and
Hmm.
no offense to Jared if he's not in the game, but,
Yeah, yeah. We saw at times Jarrett was hard to watch in the playoffs, just in terms of because he was so tired. But that was also we had
but
no other
Jarrett
big to put in.
but Jarrett was he had some really good games against Indy.
He did,
It's just the last 2 were really bad,
and
but
Halliburton
he's had some really good games against in the playoffs that people, like, just forget. Like,
overlook.
against the Magic series 2 years ago, he was damn near our best player before he got injured,
Hmm.
and people just forget about that because he got injured,
So you're
and
kind of leading me into the next thing. How important this year is it for the Cavs to be 100% healthy going into the playoffs?
I think it's very important, and, I mean, last year, everyone played 30 minutes or less, and just at the end of the year, we were kinda coasting and, like, we had games where we would kinda blow the lead and then come back and win, and then Darius had his foot injury that was kinda lingering and then got injured, and then once that happened, Donovan had one on his shoulder and his calf that's been kinda lingering, just got worse, and it's just I don't know, like, I feel like we did the best job we could. Everyone played less than 30 minutes, but maybe now we just have to take more games of people off, like, taking games off. Because I
Hmm.
know Lonzo's not doing back-to-backs, and we gotta make sure that he's healthy, and Larry Nance is, and because 'cause they're kinda injury prone, and
Hmm.
DeAndre Hunter's not the most healthiest person, so,
Hmm.
yeah, it's very crucial because I feel like that was probably the biggest reason why we lost to the Pacers.
So, okay. I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think it would have helped that if we were healthy. I think 2 years ago, it absolutely destroyed us. But I agree, Garland being hurt. I think that Indiana team would have beaten us the way that they played basketball. That was a series where even when we went up 10 to 15, it felt like it was a 2 3 point lead. That was how well they shot the ball from three. I just think
Well,
we ran into to a team that was just the hottest
That
team
was
in
on
the
a
NBA.
tear.
They didn't miss.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like it would have been
It would have been
a
a more
lot
competitive series. Yes,
six or
completely agree.
seven.
Completely agree. So I want to end it with this. Do you think the Cavs will have a top five offense and top five defense?
I think we'll once again have one of the best offenses, but just I want Kenny to honestly. I mean, we know he's an offensive guru. I just
Yep.
want him to kind of focus more on the defense, especially with guys coming in like Lonzo and Larry. And I feel like, I mean, DeAndre Hunter is an underrated defender, and he's a great wing or a size at that size can be a great defender. And I kind of
Mhm.
want to see him put some more effort. And I just think, I feel like I don't know, even when JB was here, like, we were a really good defensive team and our offense wasn't
Was
great,
awful.
but
Yeah.
just some of the defense, like the hedging and stuff, I didn't like, and we stopped that with Kenny here, but maybe I don't know, and I know that he doesn't wanna hide Darius, which, I mean, is in my opinion, the right thing to do for his confidence and stuff, and, I mean, he especially against the Celtics, like, you know, if you're a Cavs fan, you know that game last year where we were down 25-3,
Hmm.
but Darius, he would always just get switched on to Tatum, but he held his own, and I just think I mean, it's kinda tough with 2 small guards to be that, like, great on defense.
Hmm.
Especially in the postseason where everything gets mucked up.
Yeah.
But especially with Lonzo coming in, I feel like if we wanna get to the finals, we have to be top 5 in both.
I completely agree with you. I think we will have a top five offense. But like you said, defensively, I think we're going to be a really good regular season defense like we were last year. I mean, we have the best defensive player in the NBA. I agree with you. The one thing I did not like in that Pacers series was how easy it was to get Jarrett Allen switched onto Halliburton and Miles Turner or Siakam getting one of our guards. I mean, it was like, why are we switching when we don't need to switch? Like, I would like to see a little bit more fight in terms of getting through screens because, like
Yeah,
you
same.
said, at least a hedge, it's like Jarrett can get back to Miles Turner. I can't stand like the amount of times we saw Tyrese Halliburton go one on one with Allen and just a step back three, and then Donovan or Garland or even Ty
Ty
Jerome
Jerome.
just getting buried down low. It's like you have to have more fight in you. I get if you get hit and you can't get through, call the switch, switch on the backside. But it's like you have to work to get through screens.
Yeah, that's one thing that it really bothered me that we would switch everything, especially when we didn't have to. And, like, you can do that with if you're like the Magic where everyone's 6'8" or taller,
Yeah,
but you can't do that when you have,
two small
like,
guards.
2 small guards, and sometimes we'd have Sam at the 3, and, like, he can fight as much as he can, but he's just
Mhm.
not strong enough or not big
Yeah.
enough.
So sorry, I keep saying this is going to be the last one. This is the last question. Donovan Mitchell, how good of a year is he about to have?
I feel like he's definitely gonna come in with some vengeance because everyone was kinda writing them off,
Mhm.
especially when we lost, but, I mean, they were even writing him off, but now at least writing the team off because Donovan, he's a playoff riser, but everyone else just didn't rise with him,
Mhm.
and, like, we just his usage and, like, we just can't have that in the playoffs where he does everything because that's just not winning basketball.
Well, I mean, it's not like he was going to the basket and getting, I mean, he was getting hammered.
Yeah, and he was good. I mean, he was going to the basket at will, though. He just couldn't
I
shoot
mean,
to
yeah,
save his life.
no one could guard
No one
him.
could stop him going to the basket.
But it's like
And I mean,
Mitchell has 40 plus points and we can't even win.
in the regular season, like every Cavs fan, every like national media, like they're not really going to care about the regular season. They know that we're going to be good. It's just the postseason now. But yeah, in the regular season, he's gonna do what he does. He averaged only like 24 last year, and I think it's gonna increase a little bit, but
Yeah.
he's still gonna he's still gonna do what he did last year by letting more people flourish,
Hmm.
but just without like Ty Jerome and stuff. He'll maybe have to do a little bit more, but I still think he's what he did last year by letting people like just
Just
him taking a
allowing
step
Garland
back.
to have the ball and
Yeah.
yes, even Ty coming off the bench and being able, yes. I think with Garland and Struce out and with Jerome no longer here, I think the scoring is gonna take a jump.
Yeah, especially to start the season. Yeah,
Hmm.
he'll have to do a lot, him and Evan. And that's why I think DeAndre Hunter, more of him
Hmm.
to start the season. We're going to need a lot more of his creation. And he shot the peel off the ball when he came to Cleveland.
I
But I
mean,
just think
yeah.
we need to give him the ball more.
Yeah, I think him finally being able to have an off season, get comfortable with everyone else, with Kenny, I think is going to be huge for him and his confidence. And is this our year?
It should be.
Is this our
I
year?
mean, yeah, it should be.
Yeah. All right.
But
So say the Cavs get to the finals. Who are we going up against in the West?
probably the Thunder again.
Yes, I agree. I think Thunder Cavs. That's what I'm going with this year.
But I think honestly, we might not be um the we might be the number 1 seed, but I honestly I'm a Cavs fan, like diehard Cavs fan, but I think the Knicks are a better team than we are, or at least on paper.
Wow. All right. Yeah. I mean,
Just
they
yeah,
brought in a lot of bench
or at
depth.
least well, no, on paper I think we're a better team, but like in the postseason, I would trust them more.
Yeah. Yep.
But
All right.
I think if that one last thing,
Hmm.
if if we like if it sacrifices a few wins in the regular season for us to be healthy, and maybe we drop to, like, the 2 seed, yeah, that would I think we'll be the 1 seed, but
Hmm.
if that happens just for us to be healthy, I don't care that much, just as long as we're the 1 or the 2 seed and we're healthy.
Yep. Completely agree. Biggest thing is to go into the postseason healthy this year. Well, thank you guys for watching to episode one. I think we're gonna do every team for this, and if you guys like watching basketball, you like talking ball, like I said, we're gonna be there doing this every week. So leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.